All right, we're going live. Hey. Hi. Hi, everybody. It's Richelle Shaw, author of The $1,000,000 Equation. I'm a small business expert, guru, whatever you want to call me. You know what? I'm just a girl who loves business, who understands business, who says, some things don't make sense to me. And I'm just doing my best to educate everybody I know on how I built my own successful $1,000,000 business. Um, so showing up differently. So that's the title of today's episode, the Trojan Horse. So I read a news story of a guy who finally confessed and who took 2.5 months of prison time because he threw a football into the prison yard full of drugs and cell phones. So I just started laughing, going, but it sounds like a good idea to him. He's like, instead of trying to break through and they've got the chicken wire at the top, I'm just going to pack up my football and use my skills and throw it over the fence and hope it gets to the right people. And then after that, they can have all the contraband that they need because it's full of heroin and it's full of prepaid cell phones so that they can call and do all the stuff that they want. I thought that was just one of the funniest things I had ever heard in my life. Um, part of me kind of said, that's ingenious. The only bad part is, well, he got caught, right? So for this episode, I want to talk to you about why this story was making me think about business, is that you've got to show up differently than everybody else. You can't do what everybody else was doing in the business before, or what the other people were doing when they were trying to smuggle it in to the prison because they've seen it before, right? So it's like a football play. So the other night, they were watching brand new stuff that people were doing, that the Peyton Manning had brand new plays that he pulled out during the game that brought them back to almost beat the Seahawks, but they didn't. But the commentators were saying, wow, you know what? We've never seen this before. And what happens is that your competition hasn't prepared for that. The reason why brand new, straight out of college quarterbacks do so well, like the reason why Russell Wilson did so well the first time, why RG3 did so well, why Cam Newton did so well the first season, it's because they had never seen them. They had watched them in college, but they hadn't seen how they would react in the college, from the college to the professional standings. So then all of a sudden you see them, then you don't know how to defend them. You don't know how to shut them down. But now, season in, everybody knows how to shut them down, and they keep hurting poor RG3 and sending him home. But it's because now they've seen it before. So how are you showing up so that your customers either haven't seen it before, or your competition hasn't seen it before, to kind of blow it out? So one of the things I did in my telephone company that was different than everybody else is that I was one of them that started flat rate billing. Now flat rate billing is pretty much just standard. But when I was doing it, nobody was doing flat rate billing. When I first got into the telephone business, and some of you guys may be too young to remember, but it started for me where you waited till after 7 o'clock to call. You remember that? Or you called your grandma on Sundays because the rates were cheaper. That's how it was. But one of the things happened in my telephone company that, I needed to be able to send my bills out. And a billing expert or, guru or a billing technician was the most expensive employee that I had. So I was like, well, how do I fix this? How do I make sure that I can still afford to send my bills out without having to pay this guy a whole bunch of money? So here's what happened is that I created flat rate billing, which meant that every time I sent the bills out, it was the same amount every time. Well, oh my gosh, it set the telecom world on fire, and now that's how everybody bills. They just bill flat rate billing. Is that it's an all you can eat type of thing. So when I created it, I'm not saying that I was the one who created it, because obviously I got the idea from somebody else, because there's nothing new. There's really nothing new. It's just that where I got the idea from was by looking at other industries and how it worked in other industries, and then implementing it in my own particular industry. And plus, I was solving a huge problem that I had, because I had a hard time billing my customers. And this is a way that I could just bill them the same and the bill would always be the same. So then I created my marketing around the fact that it was a flat rate. So I talked about, you never have to worry about, oh my God, bills with me. Oh my God. When you open up, you go, oh my God, I had no idea it was going to be this much. Never had to worry about that with my telephone company, because it was the same rate every single month. So as I talk about showing up differently, I'm kind of giggling, because I am the most regular chick in the world. Okay? I'm not flashy. This is why I'm doing these, because this is really how I look every day. It's not all glammed up, all with longer and longer eyelashes and my hair all done and all perfect with no curls. As you see, there's waves. There's all kind of crazy stuff, because this is how I live every single day. So many of y'all know that I have a daughter, and I take her to school every day. Take her to school. I show up, I drop her off, and I pick her up. So, and I'm always in, black t-shirt and a pair of jeans. Okay, black t-shirt, pair of jeans. Today it's a fancy one, because it's got a V. Oh my goodness, a V. And it doesn't have anything written on it. But I pretty much that's like my uniform. So I'm talking to some of the parents now. I know them because my daughter's been going to school there for 4 years, and. But I never go and I don't say, oh, you know what? For many years, I was the only female African-American public utility owner in the nation. I don't say that. I'm Devin's mom when I get there. And also, I drive an old car. So I don't know if you know this about me, but even though I've built $1 million businesses and run $1 million businesses, I have a thing about cars. I refuse to invest money in a depreciable asset. Done. End of story. If the car starts up, if the air conditioner works, because gotta have my fan, right? If the air conditioner works, I'm gonna drive this car until the wheels fall off. So I drive an older car. I'm in jeans and a t-shirt. And finally, yesterday, one of the moms said to me, because we were talking about the private school and the tuition, and the day before, so she couldn't figure out, how in the world am I, single mom, paying for my daughter to go to this private school. So yesterday, it took her all the nerve. To figure out, how do I ask her? What does she do? And so she says, I noticed that you had on casual clothes, and you said you're not married. So, what do you do? So it's like, talk about showing up differently than everybody else, right? And so I told her, I said, well, you know what, I write and I help businesses grow, and I help businesses, business owners build their own $1 million business. Oh, well, maybe I should connect with you on LinkedIn. Okay, what you want? Oh, maybe I should follow you on Facebook. I was like, okay. Or you could go to my YouTube channel, or, did you know that I'm also the money honey on Fox 5? Oh my gosh, now she's looking, because I'm just a regular chick. So I started laughing, because I knew I was going to talk to y'all about this football, right? Full of drugs and cellular phones. And I finally went, this right here is downright funny. At the end of the day, we all have our preconceived conceptions of what business owners should look like, of what the business should look like, of how we should show up to people. And by the way, she gave me immediately like 3 referrals. And so in our head, we think it should look one way, but it never does. If you just be you, your light will shine And you'll get an opportunity to say who you are, what you do, and really change the world. But it comes when you show up differently than everybody else. See, now if I would have first thing I say, oh, well, this is what I do, and this, she would have shied away. But now she acts like we're best friends, which we are kind of close. And our children really do love each other, and they're in the same class. But I learned a valuable lesson yesterday, and I hope you get this valuable lesson, and that is, focus on you. Focus on just being a good person. Focus on giving tremendous value, and the money will follow. The money will follow. All right, so tomorrow, episode 14, I got to tell you, I've been given 4 cars in my life. Four cars. How in the world does that happen? Which is why I have this thing about cars. So you got to hear that story. All right. And the business lesson that comes from it. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, go make a difference in somebody's life. All right? All right. See you. Bye.